What's going on, guys? So the latest rumour is Tom Cruise is going to play Green Lantern, and my god, I hope this does not happen. I personally don't think he is a good fit for the role, and personally I actually can't put my finger on what I don't like about Tom Cruise for the role. All I know is I don't think he's personally suited to this role, and I don't think he projects that cocky kind of attitude. I know he has played that role before in Top Gun, but I just don't think he is a suit to the role, and I think he may be a little bit too old. But after the success of my video about 5 actors who could play Bond who aren't Idris Elba, I decided why not do a video 5 actors who I think could play Green Lantern who aren't Tom Cruise. So let's just jump into it, shall we? Number 5, Armie Hammer. Now I know Armie Hammer hasn't had much success with superhero films over the years, but I feel he's got that chiseled look that really suits the character of Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and I think he has shown in films he can play that cocky attitude but quite charming at the same time role, which I think is so key to the character of Hal Jordan. Why shouldn't he be Hal Jordan? Well, he has never done well in the superhero genre, and he actually hasn't ever led a film on his own that has been particularly successful. He's always been a supporting character or been lead role with someone else, and even those films haven't done so well, like The Lone Ranger. Number 4, Jon Krasinski. Now, Jon Krasinski has really turned his career around the last few years. He's been in 13 Hours and Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan, not to mention A Quiet Place, which he directed this year. He's really shown that he can play the lightheartedness of the character that's needed for Hal Jordan, but also the seriousness, and he can be an action star. So that's perfect, because Hal Jordan's got to have that mixture of he's very light-hearted, very fun, very charming, but at the same time, when he's called into action, he's very tough, he's very mean, and he's very imposing, which Jon Krasinski amazingly has shown he has the range to do. So I think it could be a really good addition to Hal Jordan. Why shouldn't he be? Well, he hasn't ever led a big film, and the films he has led have always been a bit smaller budget, so something for DCEU might be a little bit big for him, similar to what I said with Armie Hammer, but you never know, and he has shown he has the range needed for the character. Number 3, James Marsden. Now, James Marsden has obviously already played Cyclops in the X-Men films, and he was woefully underused. He's a very talented actor who has shown that he can play the action roles, and he can use charm in all the roles he plays, and he's got that chiseled good looks with, I come to it again, undeniable charm, and I think he would be a perfect fit for this role. He's shown he can play superheroes, as he was very good as Cyclops even if he didn't have much of a role, and recently he's been excellent on Westworld playing the role of Teddy. And I think it's about time he returned to Hollywood. He has been successful in Hollywood before, and I think it's time for his turn again. Why he shouldn't? Well, he hasn't really been in Hollywood lately. He's moved to TV, and the roles he does have in films are quite small roles, and maybe he does just want to slow down a little bit and be in some critically acclaimed stuff like Westworld, and he doesn't really want to return to the big blockbusters. He's done that. It's time for him to move on to the next stage of his career. Number 2, Ryan Gosling. So I feel Ryan Gosling and Ryan Reynolds share many similarities in their wit and their charm, and obviously their looks. They're very funny people, and they have fantastic charisma, which people really magnetize to, and Ryan Gosling could be a perfect fit for this character, being able to have great comedic timing, which Hal Jordan needs. He is a very funny character, but also have that action star in him, which Ryan Gosling of course does in films like Blade Runner. He has a very long career ahead of him, so he would be a great fit for the role. He could play the role for many years, and he can of course lead a big film. He's a fantastic name, and people will go to the cinemas to see a Ryan Gosling Hal Jordan. But why shouldn't he? Well, Ryan Gosling does have a very successful career, and he might not want to be pinned down to a long contract playing the Green Lantern. He also likes to do some very critically acclaimed roles and get nominated for Oscars, so if he's busy making these films all year, he could be making near enough 2 films a year if he does a Justice League and a solo film, or appears in Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman films. He might not have time to pursue his other projects, which we have seen with Ben Affleck getting quite annoyed about, so he might not want to give up the time that's needed to play a superhero role, and that's why he might not take the role. Number 1, Jon Hamm. Now you're probably saying, Jon Hamm, that is very different to the people I've selected on this list, but hear me out. So the rumour is in this film that Hal Jordan is actually going to die very early, and he's going to give the role to Jon Stewart, who is the second Green Lantern. So to have an older actor like Jon Hamm play the character would fit very well. Jon Hamm has the build, he has the looks, and he has the charm needed for the role. We've seen he has comedic timing, but he can also play the action star, which I know I come back to a lot. So him playing the role would be fantastic. He's not a massive actor compared to, say, someone like Tom Cruise, who apparently doesn't want the role because he doesn't want to be cut out straight away. But Jon Hamm, I think, is the kind of actor who would be happy to come in for this role, do a little bit of shooting, and then be out. Be killed off and move on from the role. Similarly to how Jeffrey Dean Morgan played Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne, and was obviously killed at the start of Batman vs Superman. Why won't he take the role? Well, he doesn't really like superhero films. He doesn't like the time that goes into them, and he has stated before he doesn't want to be in a superhero film. So maybe his position on that hasn't changed. I'm sure he wants to try and chisel out a very good film career after Mad Men, and he is making steps to do that. He might think doing superhero films, he is just going to be typecast for that role and not get any other films, which is fair enough. So that's my list. I hope you enjoyed this video. I just want to do a real cool quick video. I know people like these kind of list videos, so I thought why not put another one out. I hope you do like this content, and if you do, please subscribe, please like the video, and leave a comment. Who do you think should be Green Lantern? And as always, thanks again for watching. Bye bye.